Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah Anga Shamani Chatagiyabhito Mande Kritim Divaram Jaram Jago Tulatasumpatam Varasasya Srim Vrindaranya Nivasinam Vidyasatta Madhyamodaram Radha Skanda Niveshita Urpalabhujam Jayam Damodaram Bhajami Radham Varavindanetram Smarami Radham Bhavadasvitasyam Vadami Radham Karunabadaram Tato Manuyasti Kapilata Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I have put pronounced to our Gurudev, Om Vishnu Bhakti Swami, Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, our Shiksha Gurus Chitanya Swami, Sri Gaura Govinda Maharaj, Sri Bhaktivedanta Madhusura Goswami Maharaj, all Vaishnavas, Dandavat, Pranams. So, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives the sequence of material fall down. Through contemplating with the senses, then comes attachment. When that attachment deepens, then it transforms to lust. When lust is not fulfilled, desire is not fulfilled, then comes anger. When there's anger, there's forgetfulness of memory. Means again you fall into material desires. Devotion is a bit like that, just with Krishna as the object. So first, we come to the temple, what we do, we see Krishna is very charming. Hearing his qualities, his names, his pastimes, from that comes attachment in the mind. So this attachment in the mind, also that when you cannot attain Krishna, then not anger, this transforms to separation, divine balance. So we should think of Krishna. No? It said all this hearing and chanting we are doing, that is for remembrance of Krishna. Especially hearing, this is Maharaj always says, Sahajik Samadhi. By hearing about Krishna, the mind automatically becomes attached to him. So Satyabrat Rishi, he's praying for the benediction to just remember Krishna. That meditation, Satyam Param Dhimahi, when Mahaprabhu was talking with Ramananda Roy, then many questions Mahaprabhu was asking him. What is the greatest song? The greatest songs are songs of Radha Krishna. What is the greatest remembrance? The greatest smaran. The greatest smaran is remembrance of Radha Krishna. Of all things to be done, what is the best thing to be done? To hear of Krishna's pastimes, that is the best thing. Who is the wealthiest? Who has love of Krishna, he is the wealthiest. What is the greatest sadness? Only separation from Vaishnava is the greatest sadness. So, he's praying, now Param Deva Moksham, Krishna can give anything. But what is the greatest thing he can give? That is his service, his remembrance. I've been talking about. Na moksha vadiva. I don't want moksha, I don't want liberation. Even the result of Vaidhi Bhakti, which is going to Vaikuntha and tasting the 4 types of liberation. I don't want that. Then what do you want? Sadame manas avristam kiman. I don't want any other benediction, but I want to remember you. Vapur Nath. Vapur means body. Oh Nath, oh beloved, I want to remember your form. And in the next verse, he talks too much more about that form. Idamti mukam bojam abhyaktini. Abhyakt means exceedingly, excessively. So Krishna's hair is so black, has a little reddish tinge. Vritam kuntalishnika. So that long hair covers his face. Again and again, Madhya Soda ties it back with top knot or ties it back in braids or something like that. Again and again, covering the face of Krishna. In Gopi Gita, Gopis say, oh, Krishna, your hair is like a net. It's like to catch a bird catch squirrel or anything, right? Mouse, mole. Something you put in the trap, and when it goes, it's caught. So Gopis is saying, what is the bait? If our eyes are like again and again, we hear this Radha Kripa Kataksa Stavaraj. We hear Radha Rani's eyes compared to this Kanjanaks, this, what do you call, in Australia we call Willy Wagtail. What do you call this bird who moves his tail so much? Pushopper? In England, what do you call him? Wagtail. Willy Wagtail. So his tail never still, always moving side to side. So Radhika's eyes always looking like that, always glancing. And what she's looking for, the face of Krishna. So Krishna's face like a bait, so much attractive, especially his lips, which are here red like bimbo fruit. Yesterday we could not go, shortage of time. But when we go to Lalita's place, on that, when you go up the stairs, there's huge bimbo fruit. Anyone seen bimbo fruit? Manamahini, many years in Braj, no bimbo. What looking? That fruit, very red. Have you seen Purushottam? And you touch, it's very soft. The skin is very soft. So Krishna's lips like that. So Gopi's eyes are like the Kanjanak's bird, always looking, where is the bait? And Krishna's fate, that is the bait with his Nisagra, Nisagra, with Krishna's nose, with the pearl, Krishna's nose like a sesame flower. Very small, very sweet. And he's not like some of us with the potato noses. Krishna, try not to mention every night. Krishna has nice pearl here, hanging here or here. Then again and again the gopis look towards that, then they're trapped. And Krishna's hair like a net, and the glances of the gopis cannot move from it. So again and again the devotee prays, I want to see that face which is so attractive for the Braja gopis. The demons saw that same face of Krishna, but they were not attracted. Their hearts not melted. So something, love is in the eye of the beholder. The demons never see Krishna as attractive or supremely attractive or merciful or kind, because they cannot see him with devotion, they cannot see his real soul. Therefore, pramanjana charuteya bhakti valochana. Devotee prays for the ointment of prema. Just like if someone has eye disease, then the Ayurvedic Kaviraj gives something on the eyes. Salakya, with one stick. Salakya means like that. So the ointment is put there, it gives some burning sensation. Then you can see very clearly. I guess many of you will go to Jaipur, and if you see on the sides, both sides, there's men there with, if you go there, they'll put this on your eyes. Because before no one had eyeglasses, 100, 200, 400 years ago. So with little stick, they put that in your eye. It burns like crazy. Right? And so much tears come, but then you open your eyes, you can see the deity very nicely. So Vaishnava is giving that on, especially this Pramanjana. So Gogavan said, Prabhupada, the Guru Varga have made a factory. He would say like that. And what's this factory producing? This Pramanjana, this salve of prema. So we have come to work in the factory. Do seva. He would say like that. And what are our wages? Nadanam najanam nasundarim kavitam vajagadisha kame mama janmani janmiswari bhavati bhakti ahoitat. Oh Krishna, I do not want wealth, followers, janam, even like beautiful ladies, beautiful wife, some material education, some position. I do not want any of that. Then Krishna said, but you must want something, then take liberation from birth and death. No, some will say, I'm tired of this world, I want to go back to Goloka Vrindavan, but devotee never prays like this. They pray just for seva. But what if Krishna, you have some desire, will only do seva in Goloka Vrindavan, that means you're putting some demand on Krishna. What if Krishna has some other desire for your seva that you cannot deny? I will accept any seva. like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Even I take birth, your desire I take birth as a worm. No problem, let me be devotee worm. Let me just hear and chant even in worm form. So devotee pray for nothing else but ahoitiki bhakti. Pure, they have no demand. I will serve you if you give me this. So even liberation, devotee, reject. What do you want? Birth after birth, birth after birth. One time Didi was saying, even we take birth, what problem? As long as we get Gurudev Sangha, we get Vaishnavas. Like here we have everything. We have deities, we have Prasad, we have Vaishnava Sangha, we have Katha. And what more you want than this? There's nothing more than this. So, and wherever that is Golok Vrindavan. Griheta Goloka Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. If I can serve Tulsi and have Thakurji and Kirtan, then my griha has to become Golok Vrindavan. My vision, my mood. So, Ratasta Gopi, Muhushcha, again and again, Krishna's face, so sweet, again and again, Madhya Soda kisses. Like even cow, very sweet, you want to kiss? Some of us. Child, this is nature. So what to speak of Krishna, again and again. Vatsalyaras, devotees kissing, again and again, smelling Krishna's the top of his head, again and again kissing. And also Madhura's devotees also praying for that. So Mahus Chumbitam Bimba Rattara. So in this Madhura Kadambini, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, he's so kind. Even though we are very low, still even he explains how the devotee feels in the stage of attachment, Nandakumar, in the stage of asakti, bhav and prema. So finally when the devotee sees Krishna, so attractive. He drinks Krishna's beauty by the eyes. And Krishna gives him power that he can do that. And so attractive he falls on. Then Krishna speaks to him, "Oh my devotee, wake up, you have conquered me." And the sound of Krishna's voice enters his ears. So attractive, the devotee gains consciousness by that nectar. Then again he loses consciousness. Then the fragrance enters his nose. That gives him new life, but again, so sweet he falls unconscious. Then, by lips, maybe child also kiss mother, kiss father, no harm. And Madhuras is another thing. So in this way, devotee, one by one, Krishna reveals himself to the transcendental senses of the devotee. Of course, our senses are still engaged in enjoying this world and avoiding material misery. So as long as our mind is absorbed in sankalpa and vikalpa, then how can you do seva? So seva mukha hi jivados. Chumika Maharaj would always speak about this verse. Always. Always he would speak about this verse. One time Chumika Maharaj gave a class and Didi said to him after, "Maharaj, not even one time you said the name of Krishna." And he said, these classes are not for you, but you just sit there. These classes are for others. But he said, we speak like this because unless you have a mood of Krishna, unless you have a mood of seva, you cannot chant Krishna's name. You cannot hear Krishna's name properly. Because our senses are enjoyed and trying to enjoy the object of this world, and we cannot serve Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. So main thing is sevanmukh. We should have a mood of seva. Unmukh also means beginning with the mouth. How I begin my seva? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. But this name have to come from Vaishnavas. Think, I won't take initiation, I'll just keep in japa. We are just deceiving ourselves. Because we are just chanting alphabet. Say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Tears pouring from eyes, hair standing on end, voice choking in ecstasy. So we are not chanting name, we are just chanting some alphabets. Bahiraksara Bahirvati Namukaruna. This is what Upa Goswami also said. We are not chanting the no Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We are not chanting the name, we are just chanting alphabets. That name comes from Gurudev, that name comes from Vaishnavas. We have to take it from him. We cannot steal it from him. We have to take, give me initiation, give me entrance to the Nam Hut, to the marketplace of Harinam. And Didi says, even without initiation, you cannot even really hear Katha. So much important diction, important initiation. So we have to hear from the mouths of the Vaishnavas. I'll tell one little story. Gopalji would tell this Katha. One time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was district magistrate in Puri. He was in charge of the Jagannath Puri temple administration for a few years. So with his own money, he would buy mridangas, kartals, songbooks, and he would go village to village. And there he would open Nam Hut, because who can afford to run a temple? We are so much lucky here, but still, how much money, how much manpower just to run a temple? Ordinary person cannot do. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, make your houses into temples by Nam Hut. Just chant Harinam, do kirtan, worship Tulsi. So one night he was returning home. It was very late. No, he was going to a program. Then very late, then where to reside. That time with no street lamps or anything. So one old house, he went in there with his son, Vimal Prasad. At night time, as they were trying to take rest, something began throwing rocks around the house. Brickbats, they call it in India, bricks. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur woke up, must be some bhoot, some ghost here. Very strong ghosts can even move things in this world. Remember Chitananda and I, we went, anyway, my sister had some ghost problems. So we went there one night. And she was saying ghost was putting the crucifix upside down, pushing things over. So we went there and did kirtan. Of course, Chitananda's kirtan was so powerful, the ghost never came back. But still, that ghost was not throwing things. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's ghost was throwing things across the room. He stood up, sat up, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then the ghost left. So morning they came out and everyone was shocked. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they all knew him, he was very famous. Oh Thakur, where did you stay the night? We came very late, we just stayed in this old house. Then the locals were amazed. Oh, Thakur in this house. See, ghost story, everyone listened too much carefully. This guitar, everyone's on fire. But ghost guitar, everyone too much alike. Baba Maharaj would always speak ghost guitar to children to encourage them in the spiritual life. So everyone said, how could you stay there? This is not just ordinary ghost, this is one Brahma Rakshas. If an ordinary person does sin, they're punished. But a Brahmana who does sin, they're extra punishment. Because you know better, and still you're acting nonsense. So extra punishment is given. So very strong punishment can become ghost Brahma Rakshas. So this was not ordinary ghost. There was one Brahma Rakshas, he was very ferocious. And the villagers, who was the Brahma Rakshas? So he was Pujari in the temple, this ghost. And they asked the question, he was Pujari in the temple. He was always chanting, we saw. How did it possible he became a ghost? Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, what was his character? And it was, he was a monster. He was a abominable. He was a thief, a woman hunter. So his character was terrible, but he was always chanting Harinam. So how is it possible he became a ghost? Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur spoke that verse. Bahira Aksara Bahira Bhati Namakabana. Asat Sangas Asadu Sange by Krishna Namakabana. Because of bad Sangha, you cannot chant the name, only syllables in it. So, anyway. So syllables will not help us. Harinam will help us. Therefore, we always have to hear the kirtan of the pure Vaishnavas. Always have to hear that. Put us in ourselves in a situation where we can always hear kirtan. If we cannot hear every day, then read. Purushottam in England, reading anything, then you lose your brain, you lose your intelligence, you lose your focus. Therefore, Bhakti Pragyan said, Sadhu Sangha is two types. One is direct Sadhu Sangha, the other one is associated with the words of the sadhus in the form of books. Sastriya Sadhu Sangha, he would call it. Sastriya Sadhu. What is Shastra, that is the words of the sadhus, associated with their instructions in the form of books. Maybe we're in Siberia or Russia or wherever you're from, Sri Lanka. We cannot associate with sadhu, that we have to associate with their instructions in their book, Jaiva Dharma, Chaitanya Shikshamrita, Bhagavad Gita. All these books are like jewels. So, point was, again and again, he's praying, I want to remember. Manas Avyastam Alam Laksham. I want to remember Krishna. I want to think of him. Like these two verses, he's praying for smaran, for remembrance. This is pretty, in Raganuga Bhakti, then smaran is prominent. In Raganuga Bhajan, there's prominence of remembrance of Krishna. But still, Shravan Kirtan has to be there, otherwise real smaran cannot come. Many people, especially our sahajas, brothers and sisters, they give up chanting loudly and they try to remember Krishna. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, for the conditioned soul, this is very erroneous. Because you cannot think of Radha Krishna in the conditioned stage. You'll just think of wife, children, eggplants, and you'll be deviated. So you have to always put yourself in the sangha, always hear the kirtan of the Vaishnavas. Then remembrance becomes very thick. Then you think, how can I directly see by my eyes? How can I see directly? If someone is not too hungry, they've just had a big feast, and they come, and you tell them, just remember a pizza. Just remember paneer sabji. Just remember eggplants and tomato. If you're not hungry, then by remembering you feel happy. By remembering. If you're not really hungry. But if real hunger is there and you're like Purushottam has been for a month, I'm starved. Just remember a pizza, you'll strangle. If someone has real hunger, they're never satisfied just by meditation. Like when Krishna met the gopis at Kurukshetra. Then Krishna gave these instructions on meditation. Gopis, I am everywhere, like Krishna said in Chatushlok, Bhagavad, Pravishtani Apavishna. I am inside everything and outside everything. Just like this body is made of earth, water, fire, air, ether. So the 5 elements are in the body, they're also outside the body. In Chatushlok, in the first 4 verses, Bhagavan gave to Brahma, Krishna spoke this knowledge. Means, I am in everything, search for me, find me. So when Krishna told the gopis, I am everywhere, just do meditation. Gopis, ordinary person like Uddhav would have been happy by that instruction. Ordinary, like the 4 Kumaris, for them meditation is enough. Like Prahlad Maharaj, for them meditation of Bhagavan is enough. But one who has real thirst for Krishna's seva, they cannot live just by remembrance. Therefore the gopis spoke that Huschet Nalina Nama Padaravinda. Oh Padaravinda, Krishna, whose feet are like a lotus. We are not yogis who are satisfied by meditating on them. We are just ordinary gopis, making cow dung patties, cleaning the courtyards, milking cows. We are not yogis. So your instructions on us to perform meditation in the yoga system, this is foolish. Because we are not yogis. Let the yogis be satisfied by meditation upon you, but we want your lotus feet which the yogis meditate but cannot touch. We want those same lotus feet, we want to do seva. What seva the gopis praying for? Krishna's feet are very soft. Where can we keep Krishna's feet that he will not feel any pain and only happiness? So the gopis say, you keep here upon our bodies. But then the gopis feel, Krishna's feet are so soft, even our own bodies will give him pain. Imagine how much is the gopis' mood of giving happiness to Krishna. Even we give him our bodies, but this is not enough. Even he will feel pain by that. So they want direct seva, direct touch, direct fragrance, direct everything. So that this is proof, these verses are proof that meditation is one thing, but the happiness of seeing Krishna directly and direct seva, this is 1,000,000 times more happiness. Separation is one type of happiness, but don't think that is more than the happiness of meeting. If happiness of separation was greater, when Krishna comes before the devotees, then the gopis would close their eyes again. If separation was a greater happiness, when Krishna comes, they'd kick him out, close their eyes. So all things are proof that meditation is not higher than direct seva. In some sampradayas, especially the four Kumaras, Chadusna Sampradaya, so much prominence is there of meditation. You know? In Braj, even you see this, many sampradayas claim to come from the four Kumaras. But actually it's not a fact. Like many people who claim allegiance to Banki Bihari, actually they're not following this real sampradaya four Kumaras. So four Kumaras is very interesting. In Bhaktivinoda it says, Thakur Mahaprabhu took two things from each sampradaya. Like from Ramanuji took the idea of Vaishnava Seva and Bhakti not covered by karma and jnana. Okay, Shama, still wait. Hang in there. I can listen. This is mystic power, listening oil like this. Maybe someone possessed it. So, from the Ramanuj Sampradaya, Mahaprabhu took this bhakti not covered by karma and jnana and Vaishnava Seva. From Madhvacharya Sampradaya, he took Nishta, the deity and refutation of Mayavad. From Chajusna Sampradaya, he took the idea of performing in Gopi Bhav and taking shelter of Radhika. He said that comes from Chajusna Sampradaya. Like we pray, Karunam Kurumai, Karunam Parite Sanata Sanatana Vanita Chari. The four Kumaras always glorify Radhika. Even in this one Samhita, the four Kumaras, it's there in Jaigadama, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has taken note. There's also a description of the Sarupa of Manjari Bhav. It doesn't mean the four Kumaras want to become Manjaris and serve Radhika, because they do everything by meditation. So their mood is a little different from Gaudiya Sampradaya. They don't understand it, because in meditation there's no separation. Therefore in Gaudiya we accept, the meeting is there but separation. There are all these little differences there between four Kumaras and Gaudiya Sampradaya. So don't think all this mood of Radha Dasyam and Radha Krishna Seva come from them. Rupa Goswami described all these things in a way the four Kumaras never described. So these other sampradayas reading Rupa and Sanatan's work, then making some new thing. So they accept meditation on Radha Krishna but direct Seva. That is not their department. Because they're in Santarams. So all this was explained by Sanatana Goswami when Gopakumar was going up. He went to Janalok Tapalok, the place of the four Kumaras. The four Kumaras said, why are you so restless to see directly the form of friend Krishna? You know, Bal Gopal. No need of that, just meditate. And their meditation was so deep, one Kumar would become Bal Gopal. Another Kumar would become Nrsimhadev, another Kumar would become Lord Ram, another Kumar, well there's only four, but this meditation was so deep they would take the form of the Lord. Such was their meditation. You want to see? Look. Anyway, you read Sanatana Goswami's commentary. All this they described about the glories of meditation. Even you see something, but your mind is thinking of something else, you cannot see or hear. Like everyone's in the lecture, but someone's watching their phone. The words are going in their ear, but they cannot hear anything because mind is in a different place. They said even darshan of the Lord depend on the mind. Many arguments they get. But Gokumar not satisfied by their arguments. Whatever you say, whatever you do, that is your thing, but I want direct seva. And how to get direct seva? Namo Dev Damodara Ananta Vishnu. Apart from Harinam Sankirtan, there is no other way to get that direct seva of Krishna. But we'll speak all that a bit later. Go Premanand.